working on the waist and legs for Optimus Prime. The waist was in the last video, but there's no reason not to I mean, it's going to be more difficult to draw the legs without the waist. So let's just start right there. Don't need to go into details. You can just check the previous video on the drawing of the waist. Create a vanishing point, say right here and right here. Now if you're relatively new, you do want to be using a ruler for vanishing points and Autobots and stuff in general, because there's a lot of joints and a lot of straight lines to be drawn. But I really should be doing it myself. It's not as simple as being new, it's just simple as being clean and doing things professionally. And the crotch line, we saw that from the back view. I guess I didn't draw it in the front view in the last one, but this is what it's going to look like. Just a four-sided figure. Now for the legs, they are about twice the length of the waist. Maybe more, actually probably more than that. No, that feels about right. I'm going to have them standing straight up to prevent confusion. No fancy walking poses or anything like that. Then the bottom part is actually longer than his leg, which is not the same in human anatomy. Bring it down to here. Rectangle coming down about the length of this, plus like a half. Here's the vanishing point to find out where the angle starts and ends. And this I put this a little too close, so if any perspective person is going to tell you, put the vanishing point further out. Because now we've got kind of a squished thing going on with his angle. I'll just ignore it for right now. I'm not a perspective specialist. I can just tell when it's not right. Which it isn't in this case, but again, focusing on the big picture. This goes down to about halfway down the leg, but not quite halfway. Has two lines through the middle, and it appears on the other side of his foot as well, at the same height, of course. There'll be two lines. About a third from the top. This shows up differently from place to place, but when I was looking at the best animation I've seen, or the best art I've seen for it, was in the movie, and this is how they did it in the movie. They've got this kind of a U shape on the top part of the leg. The bottom bit's the foot. Let's say about 1/5 of the way up is the foot, and almost connecting to that upside down U is the right side up U is an upside down, I guess, U. Or trapezoid, that's a better word, trapezoid. It's going to have three lines. Draw one through the middle, one between the top and the middle one, and one from the top bottom and the middle one, between those two. And for the foot, draw a line through the middle of both of them. And it kind of hard to explain how to do this. It's not anything like a human's foot. It meets at a toe, but it's almost pointed the way it comes out this way. So let's say this one. You draw a rectangle this size and shape over here. You bring this line back to the side, and this line back to the bottom corner of the trapezoid. Now on the legs, you want to mark the halfway point just as a good measure, just for good measure, but you really want the line between the halfway point and the bottom. Well, actually, now you want to mark that line too, and then find the line between those two. This top, you want a trapezoid. Let's make a middle line so we can really prevent any kind of confusion. Or, with any misfortune, create more, but I don't think that's going to be the case. In this trapezoid, you're going to have two lines on both of them. In the bottom part, between the bottom and this red line, you're going to have an opposite facing trapezoid with two quadrilaterals on both sides. That's the front view of the feet. Let's look at the back view. Start off with the waist, which again was in the previous video. Takes care of that. Then the legs. Again, I think it helps if you're looking at the other pair as while you're doing it, so you can make a connection. Oh, this is what that looks like from the side, from the back, and so forth. Okay, now on the back of the leg, we've got kind of an upside down U thing going on. It goes up to about, see, the top quarter. Let's clean that up just a tiny bit. The top quarter I shade down in color because that's not an official line. Here we break this bottom rectangle into three. So middle line, we'll use a color to mark it because it's not going to be drawn. Break this color, red and black, top and middle in half. Break the bottom and middle in half. Do the same on this side. Side view of this we covered is a rectangle on the side. Tell you what, it's not enough space to make a good vanishing point, but I'll make one anyway. It's going to distort the image a little bit. So use the line as a guide, but you've got to decide the thickness yourself. There's not really a trick for the thickness. You'll still be able to see the foot from this angle, just not very much. And the same side things to be able to see from this angle. And this one will be barely visible, but you'll see something. Alright. Well, it still bothers me. That vanishing point's just too close. It's not going to give you a good angle at the bottom. So I'm going to disregard it just like I did on that side. Yeah, it looks better to me. Alright, and that wraps up the legs. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial series and keep that drawing hand busy.